Welcome back to Lake Havasu City and coverage of the Quakey Sense IJSBA World Finals. And next on the water, women's runabout, as Kylie Elmers from New Zealand would try to make it 3 consecutive women's titles in a row, as we look at highlights now from Moto number 1. And a great rivalry in this class, Dave. The American Amy Green, 3 world titles under her belt, would be matched up against the 2-time defending world champion Kylie Elmers. And Dave, the last couple of years, Amy Green hasn't had an answer for Kylie Elmers, who's been head and shoulders above the rest of the competition.
Well, I can also tell you right now, Kylie very comfortable on her Sea-Doo. Amy had made the switch, been riding some Sea-Doos out there and was not comfortable. Back on her Yamaha, I tell you, for her riding style, it really suits her.
And nice to see Paloma Nosita Chang from Lima, Peru, back on the saddle after a year away. She gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, and everybody's happy to have her back competing here at the World Finals. She would run 3rd early on in this opening moto, so great to have her back in the fold because she is one of the top women runabout riders. But you can see the interval back from 2nd and 3rd, where Green and Nosita Chang are battling for that position, all the way to your leader, Kylie Elmers. Again, just far and away the best women's runabout rider on the planet at this junction of her racing career.
But you can see as Kylie Elmer comes across with the checkered flag, she's going to take Moto 1. Amy Green, though, great position, coming across in 2nd on her Yamaha.
Kylie Elmers of New Zealand has won 2 consecutive women's runabout world championships, and after an opening moto win, she stands in good shape to tie Amy Green for most ever in women's runabout.
Hi, I'm Kylie Elmers. I'm from New Zealand and I'm the 2-time women's runabout world champion. It means a great deal to represent my country of New Zealand. Even though I've been residing in Australia for 6 years now, it still means a great deal to me to represent New Zealand. The women's runabout class is all the top women riders in the world that are getting out there and riding, and most of us are racing with all the men all week, and then we finally come to a showdown on Saturday, Sunday. It's a great class, and it's good for the women to be out there. We have the top women in the world, and it's an exciting class. When I take that line and knowing the likes of Amy Green is behind me, and she's a 3-time world champion, it means that when I get to that start line on my ski, I'm just nobody. I have to ride like I haven't won before. You can't think about the fact that you won. You've just got to jump out there and just start again. Yeah, the great part about my ski is it's a Sea-Doo RXPX. They made this a fantastic ski when they changed it to the X. It handles well, it gets around the course well, cuts through the chop, and the power that it has and the drive and the form that it is, absolutely fantastic. Can't fault it. I like it. I love hopping on that boat and riding it. It's fantastic. Sea-Doo Centre, who sponsor me, they work real hard on the Sea-Doos, and with that particular boat, they do an awesome job and they get it running. We spend all year getting our boats faster for the next year. We are 100% dedicated to this sport, and yeah, it pays off, and that's what we like. When the helmet comes on, I'm at 100% focused on what's happening in front of me, not behind me, and I just need to keep that boat moving, and my goal is to get around the track the fastest I possibly can and the smoothest I possibly can.
And a nice chance to visit with your 2-time reigning women's runabout champion, Kylie Elmers from New Zealand. And Dave, she's going for the 3-peat as we're off racing. So Moto number 2, and Kylie Elmers starting to the inside. Looks like she gets a great jump on things, but Paloma Nosita Chang went right over her wake to the inside, trying to gain the advantage, but I'm not sure that it did. Looks like it scrubbed off some speed, so it looks like Elmers, once again, like a broken record, checks out, gets the whole shot, and it looks like Nosita Chang goes into the water, Dave. Not sure who the other rider is, but we've had an accident to start racing off here along the backstretch.
Well, I do see the riders are up and they're getting back on their boat. That's always a good sign there, but look at this, the battle. Once again, deja vu for motor number 1. Jumping out front, Kylie Elmers. Right behind her, though, it's Amy Green. Amy Green has American titles. She's got a couple world titles, 3 world titles under her belt. So she's looking to get a 4th one out there, but I can tell you right now, Kylie Elmers wants to see a 3-peat.
And for Amy Green at this juncture of the race, she has to be thinking, what can I possibly do to get past Kylie Elmers? As we look at the accident along the backstretch one more time, and Paloma Nosita Chang, welcome back to professional racing, and this is the greeting you get right over the bow of the boat into the water, so a tough break for the rider from Lima, Peru. But fortunately, both riders okay, but they wouldn't be a factor in this race here, Dave.
Now I can see that Paloma got getting a quick little tow over to her boat, see if we can get that up and fired here. But right now, if we go back to the course, Kylie Elmers and the Amy Green saga continues here in motor number 2. As we start to pan over, we can see our leaders now. And Kylie Elmer's just starting to stretch her lead out. And I can't even tell you how many times I've not seen smooth conditions here. This is incredibly unusual to see the water this calm here this time of year.
And for Kylie Elmers, as she's honing in on her third consecutive world title, Dave, she's going to challenge herself this year, not only running in women's runabout, she's going to jump off the runabout, get right onto a women's ski as she vies for a world title in that class. So she has her hands full. And Dave, two different disciplines of racing. We've seen it in the past with some of our other competitors, mainly on the men's side, but we haven't seen it so much on the women's side in years past. That is, competing on both runabout and in ski. But this year, Kylie Elmers is representing on the women's side. But still, when you talk about women's divisions, this is the biggest and fastest in terms of competition on the water if you're a woman competing in runabout divisions.
Well, if we were to talk about the configuration, these are limited boats. I mean, they do have some possible exhaust modifications if they're running the two strokes, air boxes, a few other small changes, but no real internal motor work done. It's only a lot of bolt-on products, a lot of performance products, and I'll tell you, they still move out there approaching the 80-mile-an-hour mark.
Paloma Nocita Chang's boat getting towed in, and that was on the heels of a third place showing back in Moto number 1. And this is her first World Finals back in a couple of years, Dave, as we mentioned, giving birth to her daughter. And nice to have her back in the fold, but Kylie Elmers continues to lead it. Jody Batchelder now becoming lap traffic for our leaders as Kylie Elmers first goes past, and then Amy Green as Jody's pulling off to the side, being very kind to those two top riders as they make their way past the start-finish line. So the white flag out, Dave. One final lap to go for these two competitors. And for Amy Green, she's going to need to pull something out of that bag of tricks in order to capture her 4th world championship here in women's runabout, because it looks like Kylie Elmers is going to be a 3-time world champion. That's 3 consecutive years, Dave. That's really saying something, because it's not too often that you win 1 or 2, but winning 3 consecutive, that's really saying something.
Yeah, that's being a little lucky. We know she's got the skills, and, you know, the boats are fast, but we've seen so many unthought or unforeseen things happen, you know, a steering to a motor going south. She's been very, very lucky. I don't want to jinx her yet. The race has not come to an end, but they're on the back stretch right now. They're going to be coming into the splits, and it looks like Kylie's going to be into it first, and I think this one's pretty much over.
And when you think about trying to three-peat, Dave, of course, in pro runabout on the men's side, no one's ever done it. Craig Warner this year tried to win his 3rd consecutive, but came up short, as you pointed out, when he broke down. Kylie Elmers well on her way to capturing her 3rd consecutive pro women's runabout world championship.
So here it is, the last turn. She's going to have that number 1 plate one more time. Kylie Elmer's going to bring it across, and it's amazing to watch her do it 3 years in a row, because no one has done it like this in the women's runabout class.
So Kylie Elmers victorious. She sweeps both motos. That's 6 consecutive moto wins over the span of the past 3 years. And for the 3rd consecutive year in a row, Amy Green comes up a bit short in her quest to win her 4th world title. It's her 3rd consecutive year, finishing 2nd behind Kylie Elmers, the woman from New Zealand, as we take a look at all the final results.
It's beautiful, beautiful to have you back here again. How'd you feel on that race?
I felt really good, actually. That race, I just stayed in there and just rode, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was awesome fun. Amy was up there and I was watching her, and you know what? It was good. I love racing Amy, and I love racing with the girls. It's so much fun.
Hi, my name is Paloma Noceda. I'm from Lima, Peru. I will race at the women's runabout class with a Yamaha FCR. You're watching the World Finals from IJSBA.